Welcome to FMA Talk Live. I'm your host, Datu Tim. My co-host is a little MIA at the moment. PG Tye knows he's supposed to be here. We were chatting earlier. I'm assuming he got hung up on his end, but I'm hoping he will be coming soon. I'm gonna message him right now. Let's see what's going on. Or I'm gonna text him, I should say. How's everyone doing out there? Remember, if you're watching, please make sure you tell us where you're logging in from. If you haven't gone and done the permissions for Facebook here, for StreamYard comments, here's a little information down there just for that. Let's see here. Gotta see how my boys don't know. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Send a message. Okay. So how is everyone's weekend doing? Matt, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. What is everyone doing tonight? It's been a crazy couple days. So what the show's about, we're talking about the New Hampshire Martial Arts Symposium. PG Tye and I and others were there this weekend, had a blast there, and we'll get more into it in a moment or two. I also, but it was rough. That was a 16-hour round trip for me. I think PG Tye had an even longer trip. I think it was like 9-10 hours for him. And he did it on his own. I had Professor Jerry DeSano, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu professor. Yes, even after all those videos I put out about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Everybody's doing good. Everyone's doing good. But I went out and had a blast. And I want to talk a little more about some things with PG Tye here, actually. So, in the meantime, what I'm going to do is start off with this. So if you haven't seen, I want to talk about this. I've been, I think you just see it. Here's here. Oh, I'm getting a comment coming in. Okay. I bet you he's having a technical issue. It's always rough for the two of us. We're both coming from work and all this other stuff. People annoy me. PG Tye's on his way in. So, I already said that. Then, of course, I've got a message. It's rough when you're dealing with people on different things all at the same time. So I recently signed a 4-month contract to provide social media content out there. What happens is the company comes into Buffalo, and we film about 4 hours of content all at one shot. Or we do a 4-hour shoot, which basically ends up about 40 to 50 shorts. So if you've been watching my reel shorts, probably about 40, 45-ish, we do in the time. Now, I have no control on what order things are done. And of course, there's people out there who ridicule because, they just feel like ridiculing everything, not looking intentionally, sometimes taking things out of context, unintentionally, some intentionally. Today, my video was about what do you do when someone pulls a blade? And this is one of the ones I would have preferred to start with. I talk about escaping. I talk about the three things. What do? You stay there if your exit is cut off, you're protecting someone else, or it's your job, like law enforcement, military, security. I've talked about that for decades. This has always been my mindset. And even if it is your profession, you're always still looking for that exit, because you're there to protect yourself just as much as everyone else. You want to get the people out, and then if come back with greater forces and better tactics. So that came out today, and of course someone, it's the first piece of content he put out. But here's the thing. The company puts it out in the order that they get the most amount of views. And it has been a huge success. And I'll let me just do this here. All right. I will give an example. Hey, PG Tye.
Hey, everybody. Sorry I'm late.
Good audio, by the way, right out of the box.
Oh, good. You know what I was doing? I was actually packing for this coming week.
So PG Tye is coming to Buffalo. We're going to talk about that in a minute. What I'm talking about right now is the video content I've been putting out.
Right.
Because I didn't really want to get into the symposium with you not being here. Okay. So basically, what just to catch you up, I signed a 4-month filming deal where I'm providing content. The company comes in, they film me, and then they decide to from there they release the content on what they feel is the best way to get the most viewership, which doesn't necessarily mean the best flow of information as far as instructional. So we've done knife disarms. I've done a couple things with knives before. Today, it was about what do you do when someone pulls a knife? And what did I do? I ran, which is really that's the goal. That's my get out. We only stay in if we're protecting people who can't protect themselves. If it's our job, law enforcement, military, if our exits are cut off, these are the scenarios that would keep us in the game. And even then, you're always looking for that exit, because if they're armed and you're not, it's still a no.
Yeah.
You just can't win anyway. I've faced blades multiple times in my life. The only time I wasn't cut was the time that the person was using it as an intimidation factor. The worst cut I've ever had was a French bread knife, because that tears the skin. I had a machete cut. I had a World War I trench knife, the knuckle knives. Those actually were all better cuts than the French knife, And that one I made the mistake because I went to the person didn't come to me. But I'm always looking for an escape. But unfortunately, when you look at this information, it's, the content is released by the company to get the most bang for the buck.
Sure.
So, and this is, I'm going to tell you right now. So I started, this is without updating the numbers to now. So my latest, well, let me just throw something out here. My latest video, which came out today, already has crazy numbers, and we're just talking. And I'm most the strongest is always going to be Facebook. Well, right now Facebook is the strongest. I want to say always. Hopefully, others will be stronger. Okay, what am I looking for? Oh, here. So today, with me running away, showing the escape, 15,000 views.
All right.
And it's been up for 3.5 hours. Nice. So, of course, in one of the comments, he finally put up stuff that's good. Okay, what it's like, guys, come on, stop it. But I know I'm going to get that stuff. So, if we're looking at that right now, okay, I am total views right at this moment, including without updating everything to make sure I got every little bit. I'm at 3,906,950 views.
Wow.
starting from April 1st.
And not even out of April yet. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the kind of viewership I have. Hey, Danny Terrell, what's going on? Traveling back to LA. Nice. From the Muay Thai Symposium. Great. Terrell, how you doing?
Hey, Jim Terrell. How you doing?
Yeah, yes, the dog is saying, give me a ball. Yeah. Unfortunately, Janice is not here at the moment to take care of that. It is rough. Joe Rebello, here we go. That's a lot of views. Yes, it is. And like, and you're like, yeah, it's just a lot of, it's a lot of views. So the thing here is, like I said, so everyone knows, I would say the videos are probably taken out of context because they're out of order. And I know, well, we all know that no one likes that. No one likes the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu one. Actually, although a lot of people thought it was funny this weekend, but that's besides.
A lot of BJJ guys liked it.
Actually, I was hanging out with BJJ guys, and they thought it was hilarious. But I'm still getting people talking about it. I'm like, I'll take you on. Well, I don't fight for free. I'm just letting you know that. Yeah, I'm just updating a couple of my numbers. So that's minor numbers. But like I said, right now, including today's video, as of the moment, 3.9 million views. I mean, that's crazy.
Yep.
But I don't get to choose the order stuff comes out. So obviously the first video should have been, for instruction. Hey, here's the knife. I run away. I mean, that obviously would have been the preferred, but I don't get a choice in the matter. They put up what they want. And well, actually the thing here is it was all about getting the most bang for the buck for views. They're on point. I mean, 3.9 million. Can't argue with that.
Yep. What did you have before on your own?
Oh, well, this is all the brand new content. So
right, but I mean,
I'll give you an example, like followers.
Right.
So Facebook, I started with 2,200 followers. I have 22,000 followers right now from the beginning of the month.
Yeah.
In TikTok, I had 1,000. Now I have 6,500 followers.
Yep. And you've been online presence for a number of years before this. So this is orders of magnitude.
Yeah. I mean, the hardest one, YouTube is the hardest nut to crack. Yeah, a long time no see. Yeah. Joe, and then and Mr. Nally, how you doing? And then Mr. Rebello, what was that? It's a real clickbait topic. Yep.
That was the point. So it worked out good.
I'm paying another 10 years until. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm not. Hopefully, I'm not. Well, actually, Professor Jerry and I talked about that on the way back. See the thing, just on and this will be the last thing. My Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu rank, my Jiu-Jitsu overall, that rank is not appropriate to my skill level and knowledge. I've been doing stand-up Jiu-Jitsu since '85. At least a third of Remy's art is small circle Jiu-Jitsu. You say it's an accurate representation?
Yeah. If you felt him and worked with him, yeah.
And then when Remy would do the big threes with Wally J, or even if I attended seminars with Wally J, there was times I was asked to help teach Wally J's material because I was so well versed in it. When I started doing the Brazilian aspect, now, and the BJJ, I'm going to give you the thing. It brought the Asians no-gi workout material, no-gi material. They were pioneers in that for the jiu-jitsu. But there was no-gi long before that. It's called Greco-Roman wrestling.
Right.
So they weren't the first, but they were the first to put it in the Asian aspect of things, or at least brought it to that game, brought it to the sport. But good show taking off. Okay.
Oh yeah, the numbers he's talking about. Yeah, good deal. Yep.
Oh yeah. Have a good show taking off. Yeah, so he's taking off. I think he's flying home.
That's right. Okay.
So, okay. But Remy did. I don't know about that, Joe. I don't know to what extent.
He certainly did Shotokan before. He worked with Wally.
Here's the thing. It's about scale.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when someone says they've done something, what does that mean?
Right.
So when I here's a rant. Here we go. Rant warning. I'm a snob. I'm the first one to admit it. I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to give everyone. I'm willing to respect people's opinions on things, whether I think they're right or not. I know some stuff is plain or wrong, and I have no problem being corrected. I have no problem correcting. But okay, I have a lot of people said, "Oh, I spent a lot of time with Remy." They would see Remy once a year at camp.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a lot of time.
Nope.
That's 1 weekend of the year. Carlito, brother man, we're going to be talking about you later.
Good deal.
I went to 180 Modern Ernie's events. I've met people that says they spent a lot of time with Remy, and my students were spending more time with Remy than him.
Right. And you're talking about 180 Modern Ernie's events with Remy.
With Remy.
Yep.
So, and 30 of those were training camps.
Yep.
I mean, well, here's the thing. See, Remy had recruits, and then he had students. I'll give you a good example. Dieter Canoodle, he was recruited. He was a solo guy. Well, he was with Ernesto at one time. He had left. He started coming on board. Rocky asked a question: how much time you spend with the old man? He was asking people, and generically speaking, and Dieter chimed in. Oh, it was 50 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was 2, maybe 3 German camps and 1 seminar. That's it. Now, granted, he came from the Komutan side, and he's a good martial artist. But you can see hey, I'm this, that, and the other thing. He doesn't do an accurate representation of Remy's art. But hey, whatever it is. Oh, hey, it was good to see both of you guys this past weekend.
Hey, Nate.
So when people say, "Oh, I spent a lot of time," I'm like, "Oh, 50 hours. What's 50 hours? What in the big scheme of things?"
Right.
All right. I would hear there's a lot of people that I could talk about names, which I won't at the moment, that with all those events, 180 seminars, and 180 events, and I didn't meet these people until after Remy died.
Right.
How was that? How can that happen? I mean, where the hell were they?
Right.
But whatever. Okay, so there's my little rant. Let's get into this weekend. And while people pop out, so Joe Rebello chimed in, Carlito Banjak chimed in, Nathan chimed in, Marinon. Okay, I always have a hard time with his last name. I still probably didn't pronounce it right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at. I'm barely good at speaking my own name. So this was the 20th anniversary of the New Hampshire Martial Arts Symposium, run by Terry Dow. We've had him on the show. Yep, it was an amazing weekend. So I'm going to start with one of my highlights. So we'll talk about Carlito right here. So a lot of things happened. We can talk about all that, but in case we lose contact with my man Carlito right here, at the awards banquet, there were 2 awards for lifetime achievement in the Superfoot systems. Bill Walls gives out these lifetime achievements. So the first one, both were friends of mine. Okay, well, I'll bring that up in a second. Both are friends of mine. Rudy Duncan was the first person, and the student Jesse Dwyer and his good friend Sharif Bey inducted him. And then I was asked to induct another person, and I was joined by Miguel Ruby from My FMA Supplies, who happened to fly out for this event, to induct our friend Carlito Banjak. It was an honoring with you, Datu.
Yeah, no,
Carlito and I.
that was really cool, and it was a really nice nice glass award and everything. Yep.
Yes. So first of all, here's what I want to talk about real quick with this award. Why was Carlito deserving? Okay. Well, let's think about it. He was an original Stockton student of Angel Caballas. He has been a staple in that environment the whole time. He has never turned his back on the arts. Miguel Ruby, who is our good friend who does Yao Yan and Doce Pares, he was talking about, man, I met Nung Carlito, and you know, I didn't know him, but he was giving me advice. He didn't care I was Doce Pares. He didn't care I was Yao Yan. I was a newbie. He saw this young kid that was interested in Filipino martial arts, and he helped me. And that is the guy we're talking about. He helps out at the gathering with running the FMA track or help organizing it when he makes it. He's not the only one, and I don't want to overlook other people because a lot of people help, but
Sure.
Carlito has done that quite a bit. He's helped with other FMA events in that region. He promotes FMA in addition to, it's not just Sarada. He does it as a whole. Like we're always talking about, a rising tide raises all ships.
And I'd heard about him for years and years, whether coming up Texas or being out here on the East Coast, and never got a chance to meet him. So I was honored to meet him and visit with him a little bit the night before and whatnot. I've been looking forward to it for a while, so that's great.
Now, I want to point this out. For those who've never heard or seen him, this is a person who has been restricted to a wheelchair for a long time. It was like, the whole time I've known him. And he made the joke, I've got no footwork. Yeah, no, he can move around. He can move around really well. He is so inspirational. But the thing is, he's not good for a guy in a wheelchair. He's good. He's really good.
Yep.
So make a point. Like sometimes I'll talk about women who are good at the tournament. The previous weekend when Ty and I were down there, and Linda Polito showed up from the West Coast to qualify for a couple events. And when I introduced Ty to her, I said, Ty, this is probably the best fighter in the whole place. Not the best woman, the best fighter. Carlito has got mad skills. Okay. And he's inspiring for people with disabilities. He can help them out. But he is good because he is good.
Well, and it showed, right? He graciously agreed to help out with a demo and had nothing prepared and rocked it.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So the opening night are the headliners, and it was Dave Kovar, it was Bill Wallace, and it was going to be me. And then I was asked, "What do you think about Carlito?" I go, "Yeah, oh no, the two of us should be doing it together," and it was great. So we headlined there. Oh, here we go. Thank you, gentlemen. Punong Carlito is one of the greatest persons I know. Always a perfect gentleman and willing to help anyone. Yep. I got a hangnails drive me crazy. So that was one of the highlights for me.
Yeah.
I got a couple, but the others sound like bragging, so I don't want to go into those.
Well, I had another highlight too, because you mentioned Miguel was one of the people introducing in the awards. Miguel Ruby, we met online here when we interviewed him, but I had not met him in person before. So we had a blast, and he was definitely enjoying himself. We had a good time Saturday night, hanging out and visiting. It was great. It was really great to have him out here as well. So both those guys, and even if he was there too.
Yeah, even if he does have a Louis Vuitton purse.
That's right. That's his other name. Yeah.
Inside joke. No, Carl. I'm pretty much the consultant for the FMA track, and it was awesome working with you. Yep.
Nice.
So it was the first, it was the first time since COVID that we worked together, and on the East Coast. Actually, we only worked one time in the East Coast, but we had our own sessions. This session we split. It was the first time we actually worked with each other versus just being two guys at the same event. So that was even better. you
Okay.
know.
Nice.
So, so I'm the consultant for the FMA track, for Terry, and he'll bounce people off. Hey, what do you think? Who you think you should have out there? Do you have any names? You know, one of the people that have come on, who's been a regular, was is Dean Franco now,
Mhm.
and that all and he's well liked, and that was and you know Terry asked me, well, you know, who would you recommend? I go, hey, Dean. Dean's got viewership,
Mhm.
he's got exposure, and I think it would be good to have him out. So he came out. Everyone loved him, and now he's a fixture out there. You know, another person that he asked me about was he asked me last year. He asked me about Jason and I. I thought Jason did well. I thought he was a good fit as a special guest. You know, and then this year was Miguel Ruby, and he and I taught together. We did Panantukan and Yao Yan. For those who don't know Yao Yan, it's a Filipino Thai boxing. I don't know if there's an influence back and forth, but if you don't know what Yao Yan is, Filipino Thai boxing. And he also does Doce Pares, so he did the two. He and I taught the Panantukan and the Yao Yan together. He did some Doce Pares. So he's in love with the place. He's telling us, "Hey, I want to move out here,"
Right.
because people are so friendly. It's a different atmosphere.
And you mentioned he brought it. His wife came with him too. So
On her birthday,
it's great. Yep.
and they went to Boston afterwards, and he brought a bunch of merchandise because that's what he does. In addition, and he's looking forward to come back next year and bring one of his top. So he coaches. His thing isn't teaching the art. His thing is coaching the art. So like he'll be bringing Jordan with him next year. Jordan is one of the premier fighters. He's also the head instructor. But when it comes to coaching fighters, which is a whole different thing, training someone and coaching them are two different things.
Right.
So, so Miguel is the coach, and Jordan is the trainer. So next year he's going to bring Jordan up because Miguel, like him and I, we're older. We've got a little extra weight on us, and it's harder for us to throw kicks. So, I mean, okay, we can't all be Bill Wallace, who's going to be 158 years old and still throwing kicks to the head.
That's right.
Telling the same jokes.
Yeah, I got to do a little bit of one of Miguel's classes and actually helping with somebody. That was cool.
Good.
I got some videos for folks too, so I sent those out as well.
I couldn't access that. When you come up here, we'll do the airdrop thing, whatever. Okay, right. I had a pleasure being knocked around by Ty this weekend. Very good.
Yes, Master Jesse. That was fun.
And then, Greg, how you doing? Datu short videos look clean and kick ass. Well, they're out there and people are talking about them. Some and some actually like them. Then there's the others, but that's okay.
Well, when you get 1 million views, you're bound to be 2 or 3 that like them.
Yeah, I'm about to have 2 or 3. Actually, here's the cool part. So I'm coming home with Jerry last night. We're doing lunch break or dinner break. So we're talking about stuff, and I go, "Hey, this is awesome." What? I go, "This guy busted my chops," and 3 guys hopped on him defending me. What's wrong with this technique? What? And everyone does the same thing, So obviously I'm doing stick work, and all of a sudden everyone goes, "Well, I just pull out a gun and shoot him." You know what? If I had that option, I'd do the same thing. But if my life was in a life and death situation, sure. But the real cool thing was people have been defending me now. So I'm like, great. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with actually today's comment? That's not Arnice. The guy's using a wooden stick. It should be rattan. And I'm like, dude, it's whatever you put in your hand. Stick, blade, rubber hose, whatever.
Rattan was just for training because it was handy and easy. And yeah. Got it.
I mean, to me, all systems were sticks and stones at one time because, that's what it was. Then technology changed. But anyways. So what did you teach this weekend, sir?
Well, so you know how I move, right? I like to always try to be efficient and use internal power generation whenever I can, even during my Arnis. So I shared some internal arts with or some exercises with Grandmaster Rudy Duncan, and of course we both picked on Master Jesse. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, basic mechanics to get people started to feel some of that stuff. If they want to be lazy, I mean efficient too, then they can work on that and get started. The other thing I taught was striking and locking and mixing the two.
Okay.
Along with Master Lee Rossi, and we had fun bouncing off each other. We did. He did one thing, I did another thing. We kept bouncing back until we ran out of time. It was a lot of fun.
Nice. Yeah, I end up teaching with Lee as well. What I did is we're doing club defenses. So I was doing my thing was FMA for the street, which is pretty much always been my thing, and or I should say that's what I like to emphasize because, well, we're not going to be Filipino dueling anybody. We're not kung fu fighting, and so that was really good. Of course, we all chimed in at the end. At the last session, we did the FMA group, otherwise known as the Invasion, or at least some of the members of the Invasion.
The erstwhile Invasion, yes, that went well. Even though it was like the last thing of the whole event.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's yeah. So it was good. So Ty and I and Jerry caught up with. We all went out for lunch before we started our long trips home, and Terry popped up. We had talked about some stuff before we left, and then he followed up a little with us while I was waiting for his food because he spent an extra day up there with his wife, as he should, to decompress. And
yeah, that was a win. I'm glad he did that.
Yeah. So he's definitely looking took some feedback from us to make things better for next year. Obviously, and now next year we don't know when this is going to be because if we use the same weekend, it ends up being Easter weekend. So he's going to have to do a little shuffling around to see what's what. But we will be back. Actually, I'm bringing my team up there, and we'll be demoing. Already talked about that, and I'll be very pleased. I'm going to bring up a bunch of my kids.
Nice.
I really enjoy bringing up the next generation.
Well, it's such a great atmosphere, right? And they get so much cross exposure with no egos. Everybody's, it's perfect.
Well, I'm going to take some pictures from his post because Terry posted today, and he showed pictures of the pool and all this other stuff, and I really didn't know what the pool looked like. Now I do. My God, that's amazing. It's supposed to be one of those pools that's partially inside, partially outside.
Yep.
And I'm like, wow. Maybe if I would have known about that sooner, I would have taken advantage of that.
Right.
But it's just an amazing time and place. Yes, I had my axe handles with me. When we were working out, I used an axe handle because I do Arnis for the street, FMA for the street, which, okay. So I'm gonna brag a little. I always wonder if I'm talking too much when I'm teaching, because I do. Sometimes I go down. Listen, I know there's times I go down the rabbit hole. This show's a perfect example of. Hey, Guido, what's going on?
Hey, Rob.
Hey, people are rolling into town this week for the camp, so I don't think you're cleared yet, but definitely stop by and say hello, brother. He's getting some back surgery and stuff like that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So so Nathan and I taught together, and I talk too much. Yeah. No. I had Nathan and I were talking, and so Buzz Durkin said some very kind words about my teaching ability and how articulate I am. Oh, good. And Rob's gonna stop by. He actually found out who I was and came to speak to me about it, which was amazing. Because I saw him speak at the MayaCon down in Orlando, because he'll have like 4 generations of family members all training together. He's got phenomenal retention because of a culture he creates in his school. and people just feel part of this family and they just don't want to leave, which I'm looking at doing stuff in my school the same, patterning, my own twist, but that's what we all need to do is have a family culture, not a cult, but a culture.
Right. But that's it. Go for the long haul, and it also then gets easy. It's great because you have a legacy type thing you pass down to your own kids, same place that you did. It's wonderful.
So, but he's amazing at that. But he come up and talked very highly about the class I did, and then one of his guys came up afterwards and said, it was the best session he did for the weekend. And I'm like, well, you didn't do every session, so
here you go.
There's probably a better one out there, but I was, I was humbled, especially because Buzz, these guys are Weichi-Ryu guys, and they're traditional, old school. Although they also work with Mike and May Williams, so they've got they're obviously open-minded.
Sure. Well, and they, Buzz has been with the Symposium for all the 20 years, right?
Yep.
So that gives you some exposure as well. They're open to work with people.
So I was listen, I know where I think I am in the martial art world, but it's nice to hear people like that who've been around so long and they're like, hey, and getting a compliment.
Absolutely.
Compliments are not wasted on me. I actually appreciate them. I don't like when I was in England teaching, afterwards we were talking, well, how'd it go? Well, of course it went well. It's supposed to go well.
Right.
Because I put a lot of time, effort into doing this. This is my profession. I should be better than everybody else. That's my. If people come in and they say they didn't have a good time, then I'm like, what did I do wrong? It shouldn't be that. So that's the mindset that I have. Well, and when I tell people that, it's like that sounds pretty cocky. I'm like, if I just did 1 or 2 seminars a year, that would be one thing. But I mean, this is what I do. I have to because after. While we were there, hey, Craig.
Craig, hey.
I had several people. So Jerry taught, Professor Jerry, 4th degree through Helio Solnica. And I said, hey, will you audit him for me? Because we all want to know. See, Jerry, I know where Jerry is here, but a lot of guys were other parts of the country in the world. I'm like, how does he stack up? Hey, what do you think of my guy over there? Oh, he's amazing. Okay, great. We like hearing that feedback,
Right.
I mean, Ty and I are talking all the time, and we listen for each other. Oh, people really like that, Tim. Oh, hey, Ty, and I'll sit there, hey, and I'll point blank someone and say, "What do you think of Ty?" Oh, he's amazing, great. then when we get back later, they loved it, Ty. Oh wait a minute, I wasn't supposed to let that out.
Wow, I was gonna say.
I know. Wait, you've been holding back?
You probably save it for when I'm down. That's what it is.
There you go. But my mindset has always been, let's fine tune this. Yep. And when someone unsolicited comes up and gives me a compliment like Buzz did and one of his guys later, I was still flabbergasted. It was just so genuine. It made me feel really good. So
yeah, out of the blue, and it's another, outside body saying, hey, you're doing good. You're on the right track. You're awesome. Keep it up. All that stuff is great to hear. Always.
You need it sometimes, especially with these videos I've been putting out lately. The company was amazing at getting the content up there and getting, like I said, okay. As we're doing this, I'm filling in some numbers. Like where are we at? 3,930,000. Okay, and that's not all the numbers. I'm just like, so probably by this weekend. Okay, I bet you. Maybe by the 30th, I'm going to say I'm going to be around 4.3 million views.
Wow.
For the content in April.
That's there's one each day, right? Is that right?
One each day.
So we still got another more than a week. Or more than 7 or 8. Yeah.
Today's the 22nd. Right. So, and all the videos have been created. So the one that's been, the one that stops is the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu one. It has stopped at 1.4 million views on Facebook.
Okay.
But it keeps creeping up on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. Let me see here. I'm in Excel, so I'm gonna do something with it. So collectively, right now, between these platforms, 2,439,201 views.
Almost 2.5 million in less than a month. 3 weeks, essentially. Just a little over 3 weeks.
Yeah. So I'm ecstatic.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And here's the thing. This is good for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are asking. I just got another call. Like, hey, and here, if anyone knows anyone down in Myrtle Beach, and someone in like Miami area teaching Filipino martial arts, can you drop me a line? Because I got people in those areas that are looking for training.
And actually,
the guy who called.
Go ahead. No, I was just going to add another location because I keep somebody asked me about Lynchburg, Virginia, and I didn't know anybody out there, but hey, I'll just throw that out there as well.
All right, yeah, I'm actually getting a huge. So here we go. This is going to be our new project on the show. Let's create a database is wherever we can, and I don't want it to be Modern Ernie's people exclusive. There we go. Now, when I say that, someone's always going to hear me wrong because I said this before and someone got twisted. I don't want it just to be Modernese people. That doesn't mean I don't want it to be Modernese people.
Sure. Right.
I want to share with everyone because if there's not a Modernese school there, I'd rather send them somewhere else. I mean, it doesn't have to be someone from the Praces Family Systems. It could be anyone, anywhere.
Mm-hmm. No, listen. I mean, we train what I train, but I love almost every FMA that I've seen. I love.
Yeah. So if we have, of course, that's that one. Okay. So if you know someone down there, I'm looking for a bunch of schools in the Bay Area, Orange County, LA, stuff like that. And I'm looking specifically for FMA, not Jeet Kune Do. I will take Jeet Kune Do because if it has an FMA program in it. But I was kind of looking for FMA exclusive. But I'll take whatever's available. But if I'd rather have people who specialize in Filipino martial arts or have a dedicated class. So, but anyways, yeah. So as I digress, but the guy that called me today on that,
mm-hmm.
Where's he work out? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu school.
Okay.
And I go, hey, even after the video, yeah, that was a funny video. I'm like, okay,
perfect.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, Bill Wallace, Dave Kovar, Terry Dow, Christina Dow.
Mm-hmm.
And the list the list is, if you looked at the flyer I put up there, our friend Chris LaCava, he's going to be on the show. We just got to figure out, he's teaching today, so we can't, he's teaching right now. Otherwise we had him on tonight. At
our friend Jeff Berger's place.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to be eating crow. I'm going to eat crow. We'll talk about that one later. Yeah. Yeah.
We're all good though.
Yeah, we're all good. Okay, so here we go. I'm looking at the list. Joe Rebello.
Yep.
Joe Pizzaglia.
Yep.
John Johnston. Steve LaFave. Rudy Duncan. David. Kyoshi David. Sharif Bey. Jeff Driscoll.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy Lesniak. Sean Flanagan. I've got, it's hard with the resolution here. Walt Liska, Lee Rossi, which we were talking about. Carlita Bonchak, Christian Main, Daryl, I can't read Daryl's last name. Paul, I can't read his name. Matt Brown, Stephen Bonk, Rob Buckland, Danny Drang, Chris LaCava, Arthur Buckholz, Mike Williams, May Williams, Tye Botting, Rebecca Christie, Nathan Marinone, which we were saying hello earlier today.
Yep.
Gino, when you blow this stuff up, it's rough. I can't get her.
Right.
Jennifer Stylonas, Nathan Porter. He showed up late, or I saw him at the end, I should say. Bill Orizio, Nelson LeBron,
right?
Greg Picciardo, Dean Franco. Those are the people who are on the sides of the flyer. And then there's the core people, which some of which are based on quantity of students, others based on teaching. So we have Bill Wallace, as you know. Bruce Chutnick could not make it. He broke his arm just prior to it. Terry Dow, myself, Christina Dow, Hanchi, Dave Kovar, Buzz Durkin, Brent, Chrissy, Ryan Chamberlain, Jesse Dwyer, Chris Rappold, Judy Durkin, and Miguel Ruby McKenzie. That was the teaching staff at this event.
Awesome.
And
because there was 7 or 8 things going on at once.
Oh my God! Yeah, I love the selection,
right?
But as a teacher, I wanted to be the only one teaching at the time. I want
right.
all eyes on me.
There's
you
a
just
balance.
Don't have the time to do that. Just too many, So we made some suggestions about consolidation on the last day. Obviously, we need to change some of the content so there's not a bunch of clicking sticks in the main hallway. But we can always do open hand combatives or unarmed defenses against stick and knife and stuff like that. A lot of things that can be done. I think it's a good event. I'm glad I got hooked up with them. They're great people. It's opened up doors for me, and I plan on going. It was funny. So I had a head cold. So anyone who was there that was wondering what was going on with me, I had a head cold, and no matter how I had so much good stuff happen, I just couldn't get motivated I'm like, why am I here? I should be home, sick in bed, or just taking it easy. What the hell? And but the whole time I'm like, I know I'm having a blast here, but it is hard with this dang cold, to be motivated. But it was a really good time. And Miguel Ruby was so thankful that I hooked him up out there and stuff. And I'm like, dude, all I did was do an introduction and, but now we got some other things we're talking about getting him involved with. I
know that Manon Carlito had been out there before, but not Miguel. But I think everybody would love Miguel.
Oh my God. Everyone. Oh yeah.
And they were
He's that guy. He's that guy.
Yep. But they were glad to have Carlito back. So that was, like I said, a treat for me and probably so many others.
So it's very hard for Carlito to travel.
Yep.
With the wheelchair and everything, and and he was there by himself, so he had no support mechanism. Had some challenges. Even talked about the one that he went out without his leg attachment to drive, so he drove with a crutch. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Right.
I'm thinking about giving him like a 3-day head start. But I mean, he was talking about that in his acceptance speech. And I was like, but he's like, you know what? I don't let shit stop me. And he doesn't. And he's a great freaking example on that alone.
Yep. Absolutely.
This is what life dealt me. And I don't have a challenge like that, but that's been my mindset. Okay. After my first trip to the Philippines, I looked at things differently. And I've always had this mindset of, okay, this needs to get done, and it's whatever it takes to get it done is what it is. And Sometimes I'm up till 4 a.m. doing something because it needs to be done.
Mhm.
But of course, that's probably from us Gen Xers when we had no choice of doing things. Well, it's not my job. I'm going to leave it be. No, everything's your job. Shut up. But I went to the Philippines and realized how things are. And every time I get down on myself and feeling sorry, I go, shut up, idiot. You've got it great. People in the world have got it worse than you'll ever have it. Stop your whining, and go from there. And of course, we all go through that momentary moment that we go. I don't blame anyone having a little self-pity moments. Okay, moments. And that was me not feeling good this weekend. But that's not who I am. That's not how I feel. And I just got to suck it up. And of course, I was talking to, like Jesse was actually going, hey, I'm just getting a weird vibe from you this weekend. I'm sick, dude. It's nothing personal. I'm still like, well, just figuring out staying away. Like, I really, no. And anyone who's watching who was there, if you got a vibe, I'm sorry, man. I'm just sick. Physically, everyone knows the mental portion. That's but at the end of the day, it was a really good time. I'm glad I went. I can't recommend this event enough. The only downside of this is there's just not enough days of training to see everyone.
Right. Yeah, there's a couple times I wanted to be at a few things at once. So I changed over to actually taking pictures and videos so that I could see more of things and help that way.
And of course, Professor Jerry and Ty met for the first time, they may have met.
Right.
This time you guys like hung out, and it was good because
Jerry's
members
awesome.
of my family getting to know each other even better.
Yep, Jerry's awesome, and his sense of humor fits just perfectly.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Depends on if you know us or not.
Yeah, I did say, hey, listen, if you've got nothing going on, stop down this weekend.
Nice.
But he has got a martial arts school function for his people that he cannot. It's a perseverance test for his people.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. So we unfortunately we will not see him. I also reached out to Paulo Rubio because this weekend we're doing our training camp.
Yes, he's not too far away.
Dean Franco is coming up. They've been on each other's shows quite a bit. And unfortunately for us, good for him. Paulo's leaving the country for a seminar.
Okay.
So good for him.
That's right. Yeah, he's getting out there and
he's doing his work.
Yep.
So that's that there.
Hey, Mr. Rich popped in. How you doing, sir?
Let me get caught back up here. Oh,
and Kara, nice.
I choose unique topics.
You do.
You did. Okay. Then Kara, sorry, missed family vacation, South Carolina. Glad. Yep. Yeah, we're not sure when it's going to be next year because Easter's going to be weird. And hey, Rich is going to be here this weekend, bringing his lovely wife with him.
Nice.
I don't know if that's such a good idea to be exposed to us, but we're going to find out.
Well, they're already married, right? So maybe that's
yeah. But if he really loves his wife, I don't know if he really should really bring her to see us. That's.
We'll make her feel welcome.
Yeah. So
if we're teasing you, it's because we like you.
Yeah, we definitely need to keep Chad away from her.
Chad's he knows when to do what.
Well, it's not his wife, so she should be safe.
That's right.
He won't torment her. If it was his wife.
He ran the academy stuff the day before. So the day before the New Hampshire thing, I was teaching at the academy with Chad, who ran it all, and it went went well, really, really well. And so that I was able to leave in time to drive up New Hampshire, and they finished it out.
Nice.
Good stuff. So yeah, that's the other event that we forgot to mention.
Yeah. So we are part of Sheepdog Combatives. So we actually are Ty and I are both adjunct instructors, civilian adjunct instructors with the group. And this started back in 2007-ish with me working with Sheepdog as the first modern Arnis person. And then Mr. Chad got involved, who's also, he himself is an air marshal and a now who is a federal sanctioned training instructor for the air marshals. And Ty about the same time, a little after that, Ty got involved. And the three of us as modern Arnis practitioners actually teach in the group. And we also have some role players that come with us that are part of the Marshall family as well.
Yep. And I had done some DT stuff with Ray Montoya in Texas before I moved up there. So that was great. I didn't have to catch up too much just to get used to how you guys were doing things with the academy. It worked out real well because we had a lot more resources. So good stuff.
Yeah, I think we need to revisit. Do you really teach the police? Actually, I think that's going to be one of my videos. A lot of people talk about it, but they really don't. There's definitely a difference between having a student who's in law enforcement and actually teaching at the academies. We have taught at the academies. But I like revisiting those things just to keep people on point. But so this weekend is our World Modern Arnis Alliance training camp because I think we're done. Well, we're done with the topic, right?
Yeah. I don't have anything else. Yeah.
So this weekend is World Modern Arnis Alliance training camp. We've got a lot of things going on. This year we have as our guest instructor Dean Franco. We're gonna have a blast. We still have room. I actually expanded the training floor for the weekend. Actually, I'll probably just keep it that way from now on. So if you've seen my videos, the shorts, the reels on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok, that is my studio. Now, next month I might be shooting on location. So if people like that and would love to have, if you're interested in having us shoot stuff at your location, we can talk about that.
Oh, nice.
But I'll tell you right up front, when that happens, there would be a fee because obviously we'd be flying down and stuff like that. But that is an opportunity to get your school exposure, And then, but like I said, the videos that are up there at the moment, that's all my school. The whole training area is got tatami mats. We're in a great plaza with plenty of parking. Although Sunday's going to be rough because it's our car show. The rain date for the car show, so it fills up the parking lot, and we had to deal with that last time too. So we have restructured our events a little, but this one, unfortunately, can't get away from a rain date. So so that'll be coming up. You go to worldmodernarnis.com or wmrnis.com. That will have the registration there. You can reach out to me directly on that. We've got other events coming up. We'll be talking about, the plenty of training camps. We have officially changed the date for the CLOT camp. We'll be talking about that after we do this camp. And then there's, like I said, there's a lot of other things going on. I really don't have much to talk about this week. I mean, that was it. Tim Dobson here, just getting in. Hey there.
That's when we usually go. All right, great show, everyone. See you later.
Exactly. Hey, what do you got coming up? I'll be doing my thing. I'll be right back.
That's cool. No, let's see. Well, I got the camp. I'm going to go up early, probably get some extra training and visiting and wind down time in. What is coming up after that? We've got a couple things. June, late end of June, we've got the the Delmarva or Lower Susquehanna camp that Chad Doolin hosts, and I and Iron Tree Cully, Dave Sinkbill, and Jeff Berger will be teaching there along with Chad, and maybe have some guests as well. That's a lot of fun. Usually, it's nice. It's a nice 2-3 day camp, depending on when we get there. That is very much focused on just getting good work done and sharing, and we have a lot of fun. We cover a lot of material and link it all together really well. That's one of my favorite ones now, and not just because Chad used to say it was we set it up together. He really did all the work. He got the venue. A friend of ours, actually a longtime friend of Chad's, hosted at his place, and Tim's been there a couple times, maybe not at the camp, but other times as well.
Okay.
And then in the fall, there's a bunch of other stuff coming. We've got Mike and May are going to have their thing in I think the first part of November, so keep an eye out for that.
Tentatively, we will have our Massachusetts Modern Ernie's camp is coming back.
There you go, Mass Camp.
Mass camp is back.
There you go. Okay.
Contrary to popular belief, it didn't move. So that's probably going to be the weekend of November 1st. We were hemming and hawing about something. So that'll be in Salem, Massachusetts. We'll announce the date once. Oh, Grandmaster Uno.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
You got that one.
Sure. Magandang umaga, sir. Let's see. I'll read this for you. Pugay to this two great guru of discipline, PG Thai, and to our great kid, Datu Tim, our future senior master in Kuntao, for his long and active journey in spreading the arts of FMA. Pugay Po. That's awesome. Yeah. And that's what it's about, spreading, all of FMA. Helps everybody.
Say that again. Am I reading that right?
Future senior master in Kuntao for his long and active journey. So I don't know. Maybe is that something new?
Are you telling me something that I didn't know about?
Or maybe he knows you're just gonna stick around. It's gonna be another, 50 years. I have no idea.
Am I?
Maybe he's putting the pressure on you.
Are you trying to tell me I'm a future senior master in Kuntao? Am I reading that right?
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
I'll be down to go to Mike and May's again. It was a blast last year.
Awesome. Yes, it really was. It really was.
John Brock. Hey, guess what? I got rattan for camp. Hey, Brock. Okay, so here's the deal. So, real quick, I do. I make my own rattan sticks. I finish my own rattan. I don't make rattan. I take the sticks. I do what I got to do to them. So I shut down during the winter because my workshop's my garage, and the rattan's out there, and I find that it's too cold to heat up properly to make it pliable to straighten things out.
Sure.
I got it right.
Oh, wow. Just keep on swinging. There you go. Awesome. No pressure, though. No pressure.
No pressure. So I shut down because of the big temperature shifts. I find that it does stuff to the rattan.
Okay.
So I don't like heating it up that much, different. So now this is the time of the year I make rattan. I make it like there's no tomorrow. Well, I got thin sticks. I got thick sticks. So anyone who needs rattan is coming to camp. This is, so Ty, you're going to be hanging out while I'm making some rattan.
That's fine.
I probably got 20 pairs.
I'll critique you on the side.
Yeah. You call that a straight stick?
That's right. There you go.
No, I call it a good stick.
There you go. Hey, if you can hit somebody with it's a good stick.
There you go. Oh, hey, the Datu influencer. So,
nobody can influence
me the digital Datu this weekend. I'm like, I kind of like that.
Yep.
On this episode of the digital Datu,
instead of the Datu's Corner, it could be that. Yeah. You haven't done a Datu's Corner in a while, but I guess you got those other videos going up.
Well, so with the contract, also comes the consulting that goes with things.
Mm-hmm.
I have to make sure that whatever I do doesn't undo or work against what they're doing for me. So I need to talk to them. So I had gotten rid of one of my Facebook page.
Right.
My fan page. Well, then it turns out, no, I shouldn't have. So I reactivated it.
Okay.
So there we go. Great. I'll just stock up on sticks when I get there on Friday. So how many are you thinking? Because here's what happened. I had a whole bunch of rattan stabs, right? Brock walks in, and then I no longer had rattan stabs.
Right.
And the Canadians were complaining, and like Brock was like, "Oh, I'll sell you the sticks in the parking lot."
Nice, bro. Nice.
There may have been like a little markup there, 100, 200, 300%. Oh, here we go.
Handling fee.
Bleeders Digest.
Nice.
I actually like that. So yeah. So yeah, so I think I'm just trying to get an idea. Oh, hey, and Craig, if you're still here, let me know what you're thinking about rattan. Numbers. I got a lot of smaller stuff. Actually, BT reached out to me, wants at least 100 or 200 sticks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but you know how he likes his sticks. BT.
Huh.
The person I sent you the guy we went to visit on his birthday. BT.
I'm drawing a blank. I'll get it later.
He's Filipino. He does one of the arts we practice.
No, I get you. I figure I'm doing all that, but I'm still not getting it. But that's fine. Oh, BT?
B. Baker Thomas.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought you were saying VT.
No, BT.
Okay, all right.
The B team.
Yep.
So, okay, Craig will let me know, and then I will try to get a count tomorrow night. Great, yeah. I mean, like I said, I've got they're 26 to 28 in inches, and then I got thicker sticks that came in, which is great. I got thinner sticks if people want kid sticks. Yeah, and no matter how much I cut, I still will have piles left over. I got that kind of bulkage at the moment. So
you got some 1.5 inchers, 1 3/4
1 3/4.
Awesome.
Well, actually, what you looking for something? You're looking for a monster stick?
Maybe.
I'll show you what I got. I got some thicker stuff. I might not have that much at the moment, but we'll see. So, I mean, hell, you'll get first choice of everything because you'll be here.
That's right. There you go.
Yeah, no one else gets to. Okay, everyone shows up to get. I thought you said you had 500 pairs of sticks before Ty showed up. Yeah.
As the back of my car is loaded down. Yeah, no, I'll probably be up there Tuesday evening.
Excellent. Yep. Shia can't be here. She's got soccer games, so I wanted you to touch hands with her before she takes off. Wednesday she'll be in, so
Okay.
Good. Bragging about 1 3/4 stick says a lot. That's what she said.
I don't understand that humor at all, ever.
Never. Well, listen, I think we're done. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Which is
an hour and 9 minutes. An hour and 9 minutes.
Almost back to on time-ish.
Hey, I want to talk to you about that video I sent you real quick, and then we'll just short. Yep. So next week will be the review of our training camp.
That'll be good.
As well as upcoming events. So we probably won't, when we're coming up on a camp, you probably won't hear us talk about a lot of other events because we're trying to push everyone to that event. We don't want to advertise against ourselves. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 6. We got 6 camps after this weekend to get us through the rest of the year. State in between US and Canada.
Yep. I can think of 4. I'm sure I'm thinking the other 2.
We have 2 in Canada.
Yep.
I have 2 that I'm hosting.
Mm.
Then there's yours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, I'm hosting 3 because they're instructor development camp.
Right.
So, I'm sorry.
And Mike and Mace.
No, that's there. I got 6,
Okay.
7, 8 more camps. Because two
Not
are
bad.
two are in Florida.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, someone asked me recently, don't you work with the Mountain Ice community? Darling, we are the Mountain Ice community. So, guy from Billy Jewell, love her.
Hey, Billy, how you doing?
Love her. Hey, Billy, as we wrap up, can you tell me, did you enjoy the DVD that I brought over on behalf of somebody else? But it was the documentary. I brought her one of those,
Nice. Okay.
Someone asked me to bring it over, and I made a donation. But I did that because I was told to bring it over. I'm like, oh no, you don't have to worry about it. I'll take care of it. It's on me. So,
Nice.
No,
Billy's great.
So we'll see. If not, let me go. Sam.
Talk about when you taught in Venezuela sometime. I'm interested in your experience teaching there. I'll probably visit Venezuela in a couple of years.
Not Billy Joel. Billy Jewell, stop it. Sam, it was a good time, and I could talk about it, but that was before shit went sideways down there. I don't know how safe it would be. I mean, I'm assuming. I don't even know if is that your face, Sam, or is that somebody else's? But I'm going to talk quite frankly, I don't think Americans should be going down there right now. I mean, the government's kind of jacked up at the moment.
It's a little sus, as they say.
If you don't know, I mean, I tell you what, though, I was in Caracas, had a blast. Absolutely had a blast. They're great people. You know what the problem is, as usual? It's the government.
Right.
And then there's corruption. So then you got the gangsters just down there as well. And it's just all the shit that goes sideways is just weird. But we can talk about it. We can do past things. Mm-hmm. Actually, you know what? Maybe we should, because a lot of stuff that's happened, we got to document what's happened in the past. We can talk about the reunion camp that I did, the 10-year reunion camp, and we can talk about teaching the first Filipino martial arts seminar ever in Iceland, and teaching in Chile, and all these things. Here we go. I'll be over in July because I unwittingly qualified for Team USA, and that's it. That's my face. I have family there. Oh, well, then there we go. Then that's a whole nother animal.
They'll tell you. They'll tell you what you need to know, probably, as far as the safety goes.
But and they can get you money, like crazy money, like those old. There was a comedy where you went to Mexico to get your. There was a comedy about getting your doctorate down there to be a doctor. The guy gave him $5 and gave him a stack of cash like that. Man, that shit. If you know the right people down there, that's what you can do in Venezuela, because we did. But here we go. You should do a FaceTime open challenge debate with the haters leaving stupid comments on your video links. You know what? Actually, I would. Here's if any of those people ever hear this, you don't like my videos? Okay, that's cool. Put up a better one. It'd be great. Yep, the more content out there, the better for all of us. And the thing is, here's the thing. I want the haters. You know what they are? Ty, tell everybody what my haters are. Who they are?
They're viewers.
Which we would call. What would we call them?
Customers, viewers. I don't know.
What's the F word?
Followers.
Fans.
Fans. There you go.
They're my fans. If you're watching anybody who's watching this is Ty and R's fans. If you're watching all this other stuff, you are just another fan. If you let me own real estate in your brain, the problem is I own real estate in these guys' brains rent free.
Just by getting out there.
Yeah, definitely, Billy.
Well, also, I think a sense of perspective and humor is sometimes lost on way too many people.
I was the first to bring Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to Buffalo. First program ever. Wasn't a dedicated school. First one to offer it. You know what? Been doing jiu-jitsu for a long time. Guess what? Brazilian jiu-jitsu, it's only part of the art. There's no such thing as Brazilian jiu-jitsu. It's the Brazilians' take on a Japanese art. And it's just the ground element, which, wait a minute, BJJ, basically just judo. Yes, they do cuddle. I said that. And I took lessons in cuddling. And even though I'm a blue belt in cuddling, doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not better than that. It just means that my teacher finally awarded me rank because all I wanted material. I didn't give a shit about it. And there's a certain protocol you got to follow. Like, oh, we'll get you your purple belt. I really don't care about my purple belt.
Right.
I'd be honored to be a purple belt. But I mean, I wanted to become a blue belt. I wanted to be a blue belt way back when, because then I knew I would have some stuff. But then I gave up on that and I said, you know what? I didn't need the blue belt. I wanted the material. And then my instructor said, listen, you're getting ranked because, I keep putting a white belt on. I go, stop that. That doesn't represent, And then he's like, okay, you got to at least wear a blue belt. Okay, fine. That's kind of where this came up with. It was a surprise. I'm honored, but it was one of those numbers, like, But of course, these guys don't know any of that history, and I really don't care.
It doesn't even matter. Yep.
All I know is 1.4 million views on why FMA is better than BJJ on Facebook. 2.4 million, 2,443,220 since April 5th. So
that's just going to go up for sure.
Okay. Hey, from St. Dominic Hospital watching. Oh, and the thing is, Billy, I come over just before Punong Guro comes to the States. So I fly home, I drive to DC, and then Punong Guro and I teach together.
Nice.
You got like that. I was actually thinking about flying out of Maryland or DC and just coming over afterwards. Hey, Ty, can I do laundry?
Sure. You could do that.
So, all right. Well, listen, it is always a pleasure, my friend. So next week we'll talk about the camp.
Yep, definitely.
We'll do a review. We'll have a good time. Still not too late for people to sign up. We have other events we'll be talking about.
I like that camp. Our spring camp. I like both of the big ones. Our spring one and the instructor development. Those are some of my two favorite camps as well.
Yeah, because it's all about the family.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Well, listen, this is always a pleasure. So it's an honor for me and to be able to do this with my friend. So from Datu Tim
and PG Ty. Thanks everyone.
And stay safe and stay sane.